All right, I'll make another video today. Last time I made a video, I talked about foundations. I used a foundation of my library as it was being built to start the video. This time my library is done, so I wanted to show you guys the final result of my library, and this is it. It's my weapons rack. I made that myself. I was kind of proud of that. It took me a few days. This is all my karate, Japanese, Koryu, Aikido, Judo, all my Japanese martial arts. All my Korean martial arts, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, Kempo, a bunch of other stuff. This is all my Chinese martial arts. And I think that's about it. Got a lot of empty shelves here I need to fill, so I'm going to be buying more books here pretty soon. Anyway, so let's get on with the video. So I want to talk about the culture in martial arts. Let me get this thing set up just right. There we go. So I want to talk about culture in martial and how it's changed over the years. Kind of crooked there. All right. Anyway, so back in the 60s and 70s, you had what they called dojo storming. There was a guy famous for that named Count Dante, and one of his students was killed during an episode of this dojo storming. So when I first started martial arts in the mid 80s, we would go to other schools to train and spar. We didn't storm the dojo. Of course, we called first and they allowed us to come over. And anyway, but you weren't allowed to go by yourself because they felt like if you went to another school by yourself, that they would try to recruit you. And I never liked that. I never liked the idea that my instructor was, they talked bad about every school around us, that we weren't allowed to go to any of these other schools. And so when I was 16, I finally got my car and I started going to every single school I could go to. And I wanted to spar with everybody. I wanted to train with everybody. I wanted to get as much experience as I could. I was competing a lot at that time. So that, to me, the more experience I could get with more instructors, more students, the better off I would be for it. And I think I was. And I met a few friends along the way that I still know to this day. Anyway, that being said, let's fast forward a little more. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu comes in, and there are some Jiu-Jitsu schools that won't let you train outside of their school. That's few and far between, though. Most good Jiu-Jitsu schools are going to push you to go to open mats, to go to other gyms, to train, to get as much experience as possible. The idea is to be as good as you can possibly be, and none of us know everything. There's details to different things that you can pick up here and there, bring back to your school that could actually help everybody. Anyway, beside the point, my point, what I'm getting to is, I think it's a positive movement to try to get your students to not only go to other schools and learn, but for you to have the confidence in yourself to allow them to do that. And what I mean by that is, most people you don't want your students to go somewhere else because you don't want to be recruited. Sorry. And I get that it's a business thing. It's not about loyalty. It's about business, and that's the honest truth. I know if my student goes to another school and he likes it better, he signs up over there, I lose money. And I get that. And that's going to happen. That's just the way it is. There's 2 jiu-jitsu schools within a few miles of me, and I'm friends with both instructors. I have no issues whatsoever with either one. I like both of them, would never talk bad about them. I'm sure I've lost a student or two here and there to them. That's how it goes. But I don't have any intention of talking bad about them or putting them down like all of my instructors did in the past. Every school around, they were horrible according to them. And then once I got out there to see for myself, I realized that I was probably at one of the worst schools in the area. So anyway, that being said, I just think that if you do, let's say Shotokan, you go to another Shotokan school and practice your kata and your bunkai, and you learn, something a little different, a different way of doing it. That's beneficial. How can it hurt anybody? So I think jiu-jitsu is really positive in the idea of letting you go to other places. It's not about loyalty anymore. That's an old way of thinking. It's about learning, getting better as a martial artist in whatever art you do or arts that you do. Anyway, that's pretty much all I want to say. I think the culture in that aspect needs to change. I think we need to get to where we can all work together, even if it's your competition. Yeah, it can be frustrating, but at the same time, as instructors, you have to have confidence in yourself that your students are going to go out there, they're going to learn, and they're going to come back. And if they don't, they don't. But the idea is for each person to walk their own path, and in order for them to walk their path, you got to let them explore a little bit. Anyway, I think that's about it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll make another one if I can think of something else to talk about.